homosexual can do the same. A fornicator, a drunkard, an atheist. They forsake their self-righteousness and look to God for salvation, and God transforms them from the inside out, and they can have eternal life.
Don't you think it's kind of condescending to compare Islamics and Buddhists down to
Homosexuals?
Not homosexuals, because there's nothing wrong with homosexuality.
Sure there is.
It's drunken.
There's a lot wrong with homosexuality and drunkenness and atheism.
Atheism and drunkenness I give you, but what if homosexuality is just another view of love?
Well, it's not. God calls it wickedness. Romans chapter 1 says, men with men, they burned in their lust one toward another, working that which is unseemly. They receiving in themselves the recompense, the reward of their error, which was mean, being deserving of death. People who take pleasure in those things, or to approve of those who take pleasure in those things, are worthy of death. The condemnation of God is such. So God says it's wrong. Our standard of morality has to come from God, not just from ourselves, but God says that things like homosexuality, even fornication, and even things like looking with lust. Jesus said looking with lust is the same as adultery. Not as bad. He said it's just as bad. Don't fool yourself. There's no getting around that one. Even looking at a woman lustfully, Jesus said it's the exact same as having committed adultery already, because you've already done it in your heart. God looks on the inside as well as the outside. So God knows your heart. But what Jesus said to the Pharisees was this. They're always trying to justify themselves before men. They're always trying to say, I try really hard. I tithe of all this and that, and I do these works, and I pray, and I fast, and I make converts. And he said this to the Pharisees, and I'd say the exact same thing to probably 99% of people who claim to be LDS. And say, you are they who justify yourselves before men, but God knows your hearts. God knows your hearts. It's not God knows your heart and says, I know you're trying. But you are they who justify yourselves before men. You've got to say, well, I'm not that bad. But God knows your heart, whether it's wicked or not. The heart of man is deceitfully wicked, desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's what comes out of the heart, is wickedness.